A single flower once cost more than a house, not a mansion, not a ship, just a flower. It was winter, 1636, in Amsterdam. The canals were frozen, the streets quiet, but inside dim rooms, men whispered about numbers. Contracts changed hands faster than bread. Fortunes grew before the tulips even bloomed. There was no soil, no harvest, no actual product, just promises. History remembers tulips for their beauty, but the money tells a darker tale. This wasn't about flowers, it was about belief, and belief can be the most dangerous currency. Today, we might call it crypto hype. Back then, it was simply called investing. How did a simple flower create the world's first financial bubble and erase fortunes overnight? In the 1600s, the Dutch Republic was like the Silicon Valley of its day. Trade routes spanned the globe. Ships brought back spices, silk, silver. Money flowed through Amsterdam like lifeblood. This was the era of merchants, not monarchs. Capital ruled, and every booming economy needs an obsession. For the Dutch, that was the tulip. Tulips came from the Ottoman Empire. Exotic, rare, almost otherworldly. Some had streaks caused by a virus, which oddly made them more prized, like a glitch turning an item legendary in a game. One bulb, the Semper Augustus, was rumored to be worth as much as a luxury home. Imagine telling your family, "I didn't buy a house, but I got this root." Tulips became status symbols, showing taste, wealth, and access. But it wasn't just about owning tulips. People wanted more, and fast. Markets responded by getting creative. Tulips bloom only certain months, inconvenient for year-round trading. So traders made contracts not for the tulips now, but for the right to buy them later. The first futures market. Picture this. You agree today to buy a tulip in 3 months, locking in the price. Before then, you sell the contract to someone else for more. They sell it on again. The tulip never moves, only these promises. It was like flipping houses that didn't exist yet, or trading digital coins based on speculation. Prices rose not from the flower's value, but from belief they'd become more valuable. A feedback loop. More buyers, higher prices, more hype. At its peak, a single bulb cost 10 times a skilled worker's yearly wage, multiple livestock, or entire estates. Most buyers weren't rich elites. They were bakers, carpenters, shopkeepers. Entry was easy, just a small deposit, betting money they didn't fully have. It worked until it snapped, like a stretched rubber band breaking. February 1637, Haarlem. An auction with contracts and eager traders, but then nothing. No buyers at all. Complete silence that made everyone uneasy. People tried selling, but no bids came. That's when the illusion broke. The market wasn't propped up by tulips. It depended on the belief someone else would pay more. Suddenly, no one wanted to be that buyer. Prices didn't slide. They crashed violently and fast, like a Jenga tower collapsing when one piece fell. Contracts became worthless. Promises turned to paper, and paper to regret. The fallout wasn't just about money. It was psychological. Those who thought of themselves as investors realized they were gamblers. Fortunes disappeared. Debts stayed. Many contracts weren't legally enforceable, leaving losses unrecoverable. The system had outpaced its rules. The Dutch government tried to ease the blow by letting buyers cancel contracts for a fee, but trust was gone. Without trust, markets stall. Yet the Dutch economy itself didn't collapse. Trade went on. Ships sailed, but the tulip market was dead. Because once a bubble bursts, people lose more than cash. They lose faith. Fast forward. .com crashes, housing crises, crypto booms, different assets, the same patterns. People chase rising prices, ignore risks, and hope this time it's different. It never is. Turns out, investors 400 years ago weren't much different from today's traders. They just lacked apps to lose money faster. Tulip mania wasn't about flowers. It was about human nature, greed, fear, herd behavior. The same forces driving markets now were alive in 1637. Bubbles don't need bad assets. They need a good story. And the better the story, the darker the bubble. When value drifts far from reality, collapse isn't just possible, it's inevitable. History doesn't repeat exactly, but in finance, it rhymes closely. So what about today? If tulip mania happened now, would you spot it? Or would you join the crowd, buying just before the silence? Is this market behavior clever evolution, or the same old human flaws in new clothes? Tell me in the comments, what modern asset feels like tulips to you right now?